We are actually pre-recording this. We had some technical issues, but welcome to the show. What up, Lonzo?
Oh, man, I'm good. What's happening with you?
Man, can't complain, dude. Can't complain. It's hot as heck here. You in Vegas, huh?
I'm in an undisclosed area in Las Vegas, hanging out for my birthdays, and I'm chilling, about to go get into something. I don't know what, but I'm going to get into something.
I love it, man. What you been doing for your birthday weekend, man?
Man, I did a event Father's Day morning. My birthday was actually Father's Day.
That's right.
And so I did a buddy of mine had a little Father's Day event. I went to that, left there, went and spoke in Leimert Park, and me and my daughter hung out for a while. Saturday night, I had to do a gig. Friday I did a gig. So I've been gigging my ass off and having celebrating. I'm like, you know what? I'm getting the hell out of here. Somebody put me to work again. Shit.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. I'm glad you got a chance to enjoy it. Well, speaking of Father's Day, I would definitely love your opinion. Let's jump into some topics that I had, and I also have some questions from the audience. I know we're going to miss the live aspect, but it is what it is, man. We got this. But unfortunately, Chicago had a bad weekend, man. 71 people were shot, 9 people killed in Chicago over the Father's Day weekend, ranging from ages 13 to 57. Now, here's a news clip, Lonzo. It's about 1 minute and 30 seconds. I'm going to play it for you and the audience. I'm going to play the entire thing because there's several layers with this that I want to dissect with you. So here it is, a news story on Chicago. 71 people shot, 9 fatally.
The weekend ranging in age from 13 to 57, representing various parts of the city, and the violence has some seeking new solutions.
In South Lawndale, residents meeting with police following a staggering number of weekend shootings.
Father's Day is the most violent day citywide, all year round.
More than 70 people shot across the city, 9 of them killed from Friday evening to Monday morning.
70 people being shot is 70 too many. The fact is, we've got work to do. While we're making progress, we've got so much more to do.
At least 24 people were shot during a 5-hour period from midnight to 5 a.m. Monday. 5 of them in West Humboldt Park, after a large crowd had gathered at a gas station. The gunfire sending people running in a moment of chaos captured by surveillance cameras. About an hour later, at least 7 people shot in a barrage of gunfire near 62nd and Winchester in West Englewood.
It was a whole lot of them, I know that. It was bang, 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 bang. And then there was some more shots.
Nearby, Alderman David Moore fed up. He says Friday night he started camping out on 73rd Place between Ada and Racine, a block he describes as an open-air drug market. His stay, which he chronicled on Facebook Live, interrupted Saturday night by nearby gunfire.
Nobody have a problem, but
Moore says no one was hit.
we got to uncuff the hands of the police. We can't take the tools away from CPD, and I encourage this administration not to. That's the bottom line.
All right, I'm going to stop it right there, Lonzo. Let's break this down because there's a few layers that I want to discuss with you. But according to Chicago authorities, for whatever reason, Father's Day is the most violent day of the year. Why do you think that is, man? I mean, let's break it down a little bit. Is it the summertime heating up? Like, why do you think Father's Day just sets everything off?
No fathers in the home, man. No fathers in the home. If you have fathers in the home, you would have guidance. Somebody would tell you that the game you're playing, you can't win. You got folks out there that never been taught to fight, never been taught to do anything with their hands, and they resolve everything with, as my partner called it, bitch-made emotions. They don't have nobody giving them no balance. They think everything is, if it don't go their way, I got to shoot you. I can't whoop you, so I'm going to shoot you. I never learned how to fight, so I'm going to solve all my problems with a gun. And Chicago sits right next to Indiana. And Chicago itself is a small town, a small city in Illinois. So therefore, you surrounded by hunters, and the gun laws in Illinois, in Indiana, they're one thing in Indiana, and there's something else in the city, but the Illinois itself got another set of gun laws. So when you have that type of easy access, and once you turn 21, you can get you can get a pistol in most cases. In some cases, you can get a handgun legally, and you can carry. So you got to, and then there's nobody giving any kind of guidance on how to conduct yourself as a man. Dude, it's just a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, something else that was mentioned in the video that I would love your thoughts on. There's about 3 or 4 things if we break this down a little bit, but a lot of Chicago residents are feeling like police aren't allowed to do their job due to restrictions that are put upon them. Don't chase suspects who flee, things like that. It's getting a lot of upset residents. What do you think about that aspect of things? Where
You know what? That aspect is a problem I see here in California as well, man. Cops have been handcuffed in so many different ways. It makes it hard to them do their job. I mean, you're so concerned about the criminal and them getting hurt. And here again, they get the criminals if they do something, if they run and hurt somebody, that's another problem. Everybody's afraid to get sued. I understand that, but on the same token, you give the criminals so much leeway to do what they want to do, and then you want the cops to do their job. But I like tell somebody to swim upstream, tie their hands and their legs, and tell them to go swimming. And you wonder why they can't go nowhere. The criminals don't have no boundaries. They do whatever they want to. They have no restrictions, no rules, whatever, to get away at all costs. If it means barreling through the intersection at 100 miles an hour and run over some pedestrians, so be it. Okay, they don't care. But it's just like I said before. You see the same situation in L.A. Folk cops are, a cop told me if they pull somebody over and the car is stolen, they got to give them a ticket and let them go. What the fuck is wrong with that? The cop told me that if they have been so dialed back from all the different situations that they have something as crazy as a stolen car. If they pull you over in a stolen car, all they can do is give you a ticket and hope you show up in court. And they wonder why people doing what they're doing. Cops been pretty much, they're pretty much handcuffed.
Damn, that is
legally
crazy. That's crazy. Another thing that I noticed by just reading a few articles, and Chicago especially, but police in major cities are quitting the force at record numbers. Some major cities are noticing upward of 200 police officers quitting per month. I mean, that's 1,200 a year. Meanwhile, crime is increasing to levels we haven't seen in a long time. What are your thoughts on more police quitting the force at record numbers, and how do you think that will affect crime in the future?
I do 2 things that gets me involved with the police a lot. I run a newspaper, and I'm also on the president of the Compton Entertainment Chamber of Commerce. I go to a lot of community meetings, talk to a lot of sheriffs, a lot of police departments, and the LHPD is like 1,200 short on their staffing roster as far as cops go. LAPD is like 1,000 short. I mean, it's just they've been again, the frustration and the responsibility and the hatred. You got a job that most people hate you for having, but they're the first one. You're the first one they call when something go wrong. Okay, when your house gets broke into, you don't call the homies, you call the police. But when the police need some help, nobody want to help them. So then the people want you to do something, they won't help you get done what needs to be done. And it's really ridiculous. I mean, I wrote about this the other day in my paper about this guy in Compton that got shot. Everybody knows, most people know who did it, because allegedly the guy left and came back. Oh, he had on a hoodie, but he left and came back. He wasn't had a hoodie on in the first place, but they know who did it. But then, people ain't saying nothing. So you give the criminals protection. Meanwhile, you want the police to find justice. That's real hard, man. That's like going to your car, go to your doctor and say, "Doctor, I don't feel good. What's wrong with you? You figure it out for yourself. I don't feel good." Well, how the fuck am I supposed to help you? You don't tell me what's going on. So it's really a catch-22 situation, man. There's a lot of frustration. It's a good payday. It's a good payday, but now folks are shooting back at police. They don't give a damn like they used to. A cop had a lot more respect.
Man.
Cops had a lot more respect back then. They don't have the respect they do. And then when they do, folks just can't wait to sue them. Can't wait to sue them. Then you got the dirty cops that make the bad cops look bad. Mm-hmm. Make the good cops look bad. And it can be very frustrating. Very frustrating.
You've been around for, 7 decades. And have you ever seen where cities are don't have enough police. This is something new to me. I'm only 46 though, so I don't know. I don't remember this. Was it like this in the 90s? Was it ever like this in the 70s where, it seemed like police were outnumbered technically?
No, it was never. I've never seen this before in my life. I think so the police department tried to make it better by dropping the height and weight limit on cops, especially in LA. It used to be a time you had to be at least like 5'9", 160 pounds, 170 pounds to be an LA sheriff or LAPD. They dropped that down to make it more attractive to women. And a lot of guys got frustrated because, if you get into a tussle with some full-size men, no disrespect to women, but you got a woman, she might, only thing you can do is shoot them in most cases. They try to train them, but weight is weight, dude. They don't put heavyweights against lightweights in the real world. In the real world, a heavyweight got a much better chance with a lightweight than the lightweight does winning that fight. Now, you can have a lot of training, but just the simple fact that there is a weight difference can make training be obsolete. Mm-hmm. Or you find yourself having to come to the rescue because they can't handle what they have. They get scared and training go out the window. Sometimes you can be trained perfectly. Man, it was by me in baseball. And I was a kid playing baseball. In practice, dude, I was an awesome cat. In the game, I'd freeze every damn time. So same thing here. Okay, they could be all the training in the world, get in a real life situation, and then sometimes your mind will draw a blank, dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And now you need assistance. You a liability as opposed to an asset. Not saying that's always the case, but I've heard it happens quite a bit.
Yeah. One thing that I also wanted to mention about that video that we listened to of the news story in Chicago, there was an older gentleman who he was on Facebook Live when shots rang out. What he was doing, Lonzo, was he was camping out on a corner of his community that he's lived in for years where drugs are openly being sold in public. It's an open market, drug market, and he is going live to bring awareness to the situation that he believes is ruining his city. Is it going to take more people like this gentleman who is literally risking his life to bring awareness to a problem that a lot of city officials seem to be turning a blind eye to?
Yeah. Most city officials, not all, a lot of city officials don't live in the areas that they serve.
Yep.
They may have an address there. They may not live there. And they don't see the impact. They hear about it, they don't see it. When you live there and you see it, it makes you have a different perspective and a different motivation to get things done properly. And that's what you have to have in most cases. A lot of times, man, you don't see no men in the community, dude. And if you do, you don't see no positive men, dude. I mean, we in an era now, man, where you got cats as old as me still talking about hood shit. You got cats as old as me still, they may not be active, but that's a part of their vocabulary. That's a part of their repertoire, dude. Being part of the hood. They may not be out there, putting in work per se, but they still represent. Instead of guiding these cats away from it, they kind of enforcing this shit, or endorsing, the activity. Mm-hmm. That's real talk, Doc.
Yeah.
I think I told you. I might have said it before, but tell you again. I was on a podcast with another brother out of Chicago, in fact, and he was telling me these guys he was 60-something years old. Talked about how he, as a manager, he only managed vice lords or one side of the gang, disciples. I said, well, man, because he only dealt with disciples because he can sell 100,000 units because there's 100,000 disciples. Well, it's 100,000 vice lords looking to kill his ass too. So how this pretty supposed to work out for anybody? How's anybody supposed to benefit? You got 100,000 supporters, but you got 100,000 haters at the same time. How are you supposed to get anything done, man? And this is a mentality that a lot of guys have. And this is a problem we have in society, a lot in society as a whole. You got grown people want to be friends with the kids. We're not their friends. We're supposed to be here to guide them, but a lot of grown folks want to be considered cool and want to be friendly with them and act like they're their buddies. No, man, that ain't how it's supposed to go. Now, I'm cool with those that are cool, but if I see you do something stupid as a grown ass man, I gotta speak on it. I got to speak on it. If not, I'm not doing you an injustice, and I'm not doing my experience in injustice. That's real talk.
Yeah. You know, that reminds me of a question, and I do have some questions saved up from some of our audience to hopefully make everyone listening right now feel like it's actually live. But that ATL says he had a good question from a couple of weeks ago that we never got to because we've just been having some great shows. And before we continue, I'm going to ask you to hit that like button and check out some of the shows we've been having lately, man. We've been killing it right here on this channel. Tell a friend about N.W.A. stories with Lonzo. But that ATL says, has hip-hop caused more harm to the black community than racism? What do you think? What are your thoughts on that, Lonzo?
You know what? I might get canceled, but who gives a fuck? I'm about to say in some terms, yes, man. Hip hop has given folks a green light to do what the fuck they want to. That combined with folks being in a position to get canceled for not accepting what people are putting down makes it difficult for people to even be a mentor. You know, you try to do something and you got the cancel culture. Okay, you got that first and foremost. Then they try to tell you, we Charleston White, myself, anybody else that got any kind of common sense about, hey man, there's certain things in this game that's fucked up, and you're slut shaming. Yes, I am. I am slut shaming. Okay, because I know that's nothing that no father wants for their daughter. There's nothing no father wants for their daughter. I was watching a YouTube channel this morning. Charleston White was speaking, talking about Sexy Red. As a human being, I had nothing against her, neither does he. But for her to promote the lifestyle that she promotes, baby, you was out there on the streets right after you had your baby. Anybody seen your baby since you left the hospital? And you out here promoting sex without condoms, without without any kind of protection. Meanwhile, kids are getting chlamydia. Huh?
She just got new tits too. Priorities.
And she's supposed to be. She still should be lactating. So how you gonna breastfeed your baby if you got brand new plastic titties? Now, I don't know if I don't know how that works. Maybe she got some. I don't know, some milk stuck in them. I don't know, but it just don't seem right. Her priorities are really fucked up. But meanwhile, that is a person that you put on the pedestal or you put out in front of our kids to give them as an example of how to live. Come on, folks. That ain't how we supposed to do it. But if you say something, you're just, oh, yes, I am old. And that's how I got old, by listening to older people and learning shit. Okay? I learned some shit and I passed it on to other folks. But people, it was a gap someplace. There was a gap someplace, and the gap is still there, and the knowledge is not being passed on. And trying to tell you, oh, y'all don't know nothing because things have changed. Shit ain't changed that much. Yes, the technology, how you deliver the message has changed, but for the most part, 1 and 1 is always going to be 2, and 2 and 2 is always going to be 4, and bullshit always going to stink if you put your finger in it. Okay? I don't give a damn. Bullshit is bullshit.
I love your saying.
Okay?
That's facts.
Bullshit always gonna stink if you put your finger in it.
Yeah,
okay?
Ain't never gonna smell like popcorn when you pull it out.
Right. Bullshit, but never smell like popcorn. Okay? So, and these are the kind of things they try to tell you with all this technology and all this stuff we have, all the access, and that's the biggest problem of anything. There's too much access, too much information for minds that are not prepared for this. Okay? You got kids that live on the phone 24/7 if they're allowed to. Okay, wake up with a phone in their hand, a tablet in their hand, go to bed with it in their hand, and you don't know as a parent what's being installed in your kid's mind. You have no idea because everything is private now. The music is private, videos are private. You have access. Kids have access to porn and anything else, but it's a drop of a hat. Come on, man. There's no boundaries. And like I said before, when I was a young club promoter dealing with other people's kids, a few times I had been hit with the phrase contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Okay, that no longer exists. So kids do what the fuck they want to. Can't nobody say shit to them. Can't nobody say nothing about it. The parents can't say shit. And now the fucking law can't say shit. Get the fuck out of here with that. And you wonder why shit's fucked up. Come on, man. Nah, dude. And unfortunately for us, our music, a lot of the shit that we find entertaining is detrimental to our well-being. Simple as that, man. I asked the other day, man, when did gangbanging ever benefit anybody? I'd like to know when. All them bullets got fired in Chicago. Who the fuck won? Not the brother that got shot, for damn sure. Not the 9 people that died. Not the 71 people that got shot. They didn't win shit. The people that shot them, if when shit goes bad, somebody gonna toss your ass up. Somebody gonna toss you up like a damn flip on you like a pancake. Because your ass, when it comes down to it, if it comes down to it, I'd rather be you than me. Ain't no loyalty, ain't no honor amongst thieves. All that shit's out the fucking window, man. So why play a game that nobody's winning? And that's what I've been saying for decades. Everybody wants to be in the game, but ain't no rules to the game. The rules they did have, they didn't change. They didn't erase. Bloods hate Bloods. Crips hate Crips. Everybody fighting everybody, so there's no reason to be a part of anything because there is no benefit other than the little clique that you run with.
Yeah. You know, you mentioned a name that I would love to discuss for a bit. I'm noticing a lot of black folks who used to hate Charleston White are now agreeing with a lot of what he says. And I say that because I just interviewed a guy yesterday on my show who has been on my show in the past. And 2 years ago, he literally told me he wants to beat the shit out of Charleston White. If I see Charleston White, I'm going to whoop his ass. He's a piece of shit, this, and that. Well, yesterday we talked and I brought up Charleston White and I said, where do you stand with him today? And he totally surprised me. He says, I've been completely wrong about Charleston White. Most of the shit he was saying that I was mad at ended up being true. What do you think about that?
Dude, only thing about Charleston White that is, I'm going to say kind of fucked up in the delivery, but I understand his delivery. Okay? He has to deliver it in a fucked up way to get their attention. Okay? He comes off as raw and as disrespectful as they do. I can't do what he does the way he does it because I have a different perspective. I agree with a lot of what he says, but I'm not trying to get into tussles with no young ass niggas behind my opinion. Okay, my opinion as a grown ass man would never change because I'm come from a different operating system. But I stand with Charleston White on a lot of things that he says. I can't stand with him on the way that he says it. He's an antagonist. Okay, he's an antagonist, and sometimes an antagonist you will be mad at them first, but then you realize, when you pull away from it and back up, hey, that dude did have a point. That is some true shit. But because he said it so foul, you mad at what he said, how he said it, not what he said. And that's the part with the message that it makes it a little difficult for some people to swallow. You're never mad at what he said. You're more pissed off at how he said it. And that's where he and I differ.
Right. And that's exactly what Homeboy said. He said he understands that he had to come out with the bullshit to get people to pay attention. I've told this before. I interviewed Charleston White back in 2019, before the pandemic, before he was even blown up, before all the Nipsey Hussle stuff, before he started going crazy. And the Charleston White I talked to in 2019 isn't the Charleston White that we see on YouTube. He was a more mellow. He had a point, and I contacted him in the first place because I came across him on Facebook, and I was like, dude, this dude is saying some good shit, but then along the lines, he started adding the BS to it, and it kind of made it hard. But I think even now, as I look back, man, I have to say I agree with a lot of the stuff he says, bro. But like you said, the delivery isn't there, but I agree with a lot of the shit he says now.
Yeah. He's almost like a little hip-hop Trump.
Right?
Like a hip-hop Trump to a lot of people. I mean, he said some fucked up shit, but the motherfucker got a point on some shit. Okay? unlike Trump, sometimes, Trump says some fucked up shit, and he may have a point on some things, and that's just how it goes. But again, he's not afraid to speak out and go against the shit. And, these little niggas ain't never had their ass whooped. They ain't never had nobody tell them no. And I tell you what, in most cases, they probably never heard the phrase, wait till I tell your daddy, or wait till your daddy get home. They probably never heard that phrase in their life. I'm going to tell your daddy, wait till your daddy get home. Okay? Because you don't know, these last few years, a lot of dads was missing in action, whether it be drugs, jail, or just wasn't there. I'm not saying that's the only reason why, but a lot of them have not had that experience, and they don't know what it is to have to check in with their daddy. See, they check into the hood because the daddy ain't there to check them. They're not checking in with their daddies. I had to check in with my daddy. My son got to check in with me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Out of respect. Hey, man, what's happening with you? Where you think you're going? You handle your business? If you walk out your mama's house and then handle your business like you're supposed to, and I'm not saying all mamas, but some mamas ain't. Some mamas don't have that same third appeal that the daddy has, and it make you feel like you're a bigger man than what you really are. Take that same attitude to the streets. No fighting skills. Somebody gave you a rusty ass gun. Now you think you're a real big man, and your buddies is back there letting off, as they call it, and y'all just hoping ain't nobody get hit. That's why so many bullets get shot. They ain't trying to really. Most cases, they ain't trying to shoot nobody. They trying to show off. I ain't saying all, in most. Okay, most cases, they just want to show off. I mean, we don't let that motherfucker up. You did? How many people y'all shoot? Nobody? Okay. They wasn't trying to get a murder beef or attempted murder beef in most cases. And sometimes people that get hit on accident, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes the people they shooting at, they ain't even scared, ain't scraped them yet. The victims, because the bullets don't, once they miss the person that they were aimed at, they don't turn back around. They keep on going. Through a window, through a door, through a slide of the playground, through a car window, and kids and babies get hit and grandmamas get hit who had nothing to do with that shit. And I'm willing to bet you most of them people, the 9 people, were people that had nothing to do with that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the part that's really fucked up.
Yeah. I would love to jump into our bit where where I give you a lyric from a song and you just break it down. I really like this thing that we do here. So I'm going to give you a lyric from one of the greatest, Tupac. We're going to be using a lot of his lyrics, man, because he has so many of them. But this one is from a great song, one of the songs that introduced us to Tupac, Brenda's Got a Baby. And it's a simple line, man, opening line. It goes like this. I see Brenda's got a baby, but Brenda's barely got a brain. Damn shame, the girl can hardly spell her name. Talk to me about Brenda's baby and what that line specifically brings up in your head.
Brenda got a baby. Brenda's baby. Where the baby daddy at?
Exactly.
Brenda got the baby. Where the baby daddy? Okay? And I'm not saying all daddies are Bill Cosby or Huxtable or whatever, but at least they got some kind of balance. And in some cases, man, it could be. It's definitely, as my daddy would say, more than a notion. When you incentivized by the government to have babies in some cases, and that's a source of income for 18 years, whether it be from the daddy or from the government. It's a way of get inexpensive housing that creates a fucking trend that has been in some cases generational. And you live here and you go to school here, and whatever these activities are in these particular housing situations or the school system, that becomes a cycle. And that cycle gets hard to break, man. That cycle gets hard to break. And in most cases, especially as we all know back in the 60s, only way you got these benefits if there was no man in the house. So yeah, Brenda got a baby, but what a baby daddy.
Yeah, that's what I thought myself, man. This was one of Pac's first singles, and from what I understand, he got a lot of pushback from the label on releasing that song as one of the first songs to represent him. Obviously, as a label, they wanted more party, crunked up song, but they thought it was too slow and too deep for a first single. Pac fought it, and the song ended up being a classic, a hit to what we know today. But from a record label's perspective, or a person who's been in the industry, you know, how risky is it releasing a song like that as one of the first songs to represent you?
You know what? Anytime you listen, you drop a record, it's a risk, Doc. Something like that, especially, it can be a big risk because a lot of people don't want to get into message music. That was the thing they had back in the day at Motown. Marvin Gaye was doing his stuff. Barry Gordy was against what's going on, and a lot of the songs that Marvin Gaye wanted to record, because sometimes message music can turn people off. Okay, but if the message is a universal message and it has a lot of appeal to a lot of people, it makes it that much more appealing, because it's personal, but it ain't personal. You feel what I feel. I tell any artist, as a artist, you find a subject that's near and dear to your heart, and you'll find a fan base that agree with you. It may not be everybody might not deal with it, but you'd be surprised. And that's what made gangster rap so popular. Because people were experiencing the gangster rap era in Tennessee, Milwaukee, all over the country, and they felt that N.W.A. and other groups like that represented what they were going through. They didn't know that they personally wasn't going through it. They were pretty much repeating what they saw outside of the community or in the community. But at that time, it felt like they were being 100. And it's the same thing when you start writing songs like Brenda Got a Baby. It's making Brenda's every day. Brenda's having babies all over the place. You know, Brenda's is having babies on a daily basis and with the same scenario. So yeah, and that's an emotional situation that women can are attracted to, because babies and mamas and babies, that's a bond nobody can break. And to have one, and all of a sudden the guy that ran off, whatever the case may be, it's a typical story. And Brenda, and you know, it's a risk, but you have to understand who you're going after, and that's where most record executives drop the ball at. All they want to do is what's hot now. Most record executives have no inkling what the fuck they talking about, especially the white ones, because they can't even hold the beat. Most of them, they can't. You play a demo. You'll play a damn demo. You'll play a demo, and they can't step to the beat. They can't slap their fingers to the beat. Beat won't tap on beat for nothing in the world. They'll try to tell you what's good and what's not good, which is the craziest shit in the world. I've seen it happen too many times. Somebody he gave you a check, but he wants to control your music. He can't control his body to react on beat, and that's some bullshit.
Yeah.
All they go by is what they hear on the radio. Oh man, happened to me. World Class Wrecking Crew, 1987. Hottest record on the radio was Jesse Johnson, Free World. We turned our album in. They loved it, but they wanted us to go back and bring back something that sounded like Free World. We came back with The Fly. With The Fly on, with Free World on. The motherfuckers match beat for beat, sound for sound. They mix perfectly together. Because that's all they want to do is follow whatever the groove is. They want to keep on following it. And that's been the record game for decades. And it's the same thing even with the algorithms right now. The algorithms are tuned into a certain type of music, a certain type of lyric, and if you give them the algorithms that certain type of thing, you'll fall in that same Sexy Red, whatever Megan Thee Stallion groove that's been laid down, or whatever little shithead in the nutsacks. Whatever the groove is, you'll follow right in that. And that's why artists do what they do. They try to jump on. It's like being in the ocean and following a wake. You know, boats, when they go through the water, they leave a wake. If you get in that wake, you get less resistance than the boat ahead of you, because the boat ahead of you already paved the way.
Damn. Yeah.
Same thing with music.
Yeah.
Huh?
I want to play a little bit of The Fly, man, because now you got me curious. Hold on. This is The Fly, World Class Wrecking Crew. Let's give it a little listen. Was this a song about a dance, The Fly? Is that what I'm assuming?
We made everything up from scratch. There was no dance called the fly. We made the fly up. We made the fly up on the fly. Okay, literally. And if you grab Jesse Johnson Free World, you got a minute. Go grab it right quick. Look it up.
I'm gonna look it up. We get copywritten, so I don't want to play it. But yeah,
we're gonna get hit already.
I know. Yeah, I always have to cut that out. Yeah, sometime.
But yeah, grab them 2 records and do a mix. Put them on one turntable and the other on the other, and you'll get them. We went into the studio. The fly was not on our radar at all. Not on our radar.
Damn.
Nope.
Oh, okay. Well, let's. You brought up you brought up messengers in music, and one of the greatest messengers, especially in in black music, is Marvin Gaye. Marvin Gaye is one of those messengers, for lack of better words. A lot of his music was low key political. A lot of it had a low-key message, but you wouldn't really know. I didn't even know as a kid as I was listening to it until I got older and I started listening to the lyrics. But what kind of response was Marvin Gaye getting from people? Not just black folks, but white folks. Did they understand what he was talking about? Like, talk to us about Marvin Gaye.
Marvin Gaye was one of the messiah when it came to message music, man. In the 70s, he was like the man. What's going on? Mercy, mercy, me. Mercy, mercy. I can't think of them all right now, but that was a trend we had back in the 70s. The OJs did the same thing with got to give the people what they want. OJs, Marvin Gaye, Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes, everybody had their message music. That was part of the trend in the 70s. Everybody had you had your bangers, your club bangers, your love songs, but everybody, and Marvin was he was the king of that. He was the king of the message music. And here's the crazy part: the shit is still pertinent today. That shit is 50 years old and it's still relevant today. It's still fucking relevant 50 fucking years later.
Dirty Water. I mean, I'm listening. I'm just going through lyrics in my head. I'm like, damn, yeah. Yeah. Racism. I mean, yeah, it's all going down.
Yeah.
Shit in the ground that we don't know about. Like, he was really getting deep, dog.
Yeah. You get your money, you're getting taken. Before you see it, they take it. Come on, man. Make you want to holler, throw up both your hands. Make you want to give up, man.
Damn.
Make you want to
I was as a kid, I thought he was talking about throw up your hands, we having a good time, and then I'm older as an adult. I'm like, nah, he was not talking about that.
He was talking about giving up and just saying fuck it.
Yeah.
So many people. That's why you got so many homeless cats out there, man, who just said fuck it. I'll give me a box, give me a camper, and I'm gonna go to work. I'm gonna try and reduce my overhead as much as possible. I'm gonna live in this camper. My wife that took my kids, child support got my kids. My wife got my kids, child support whooping my ass. I can't afford a decent spot. I can't afford to. I've been doing this for a long time. I can't afford to do nothing else. I'm gonna get this camper, pull up over here. I'm gonna go to work and hope nobody steal my shit while I'm gone. Dude, That's a story. That's a common story.
Yeah.
Just them scenarios right there. Child support, divorce, wife take the house. The dude is, still working. And, he got to have a place to live. So you go get him a damn camper someplace.
A couple weeks ago, we talked about the song Self-Destruction. That was the lyrics that we dissected a couple weeks ago. But do you think there will ever be another Self-Destruction or another We're All in the Same Gang? Or are we too far into the pussy hole pink, booty hole brown era? Or are people not trying to hear that shit right now?
You know what? There's a group of people that want to hear it. But the question is, will they have a chance to hear it? Because the algorithms is looking for pussy hole pink, asshole brown. That's the difference. See, we're no longer being programmed by human beings. We're being programmed by computers. Computers don't give a fuck about you. They don't care. The AI that controls the algorithms at the various platforms don't give a damn about the kids, don't give a damn about nothing. All they care about is popularity. And these kids listen to the stuff, and they get enough numbers, they gonna keep on programming the same shit. As long as we have non-human beings programming our kids' music, and we can't control it, nobody's protested. Anybody protested shit yet? Ain't no parent groups got together and said nothing. Ain't no parent groups got together and protested on sexually bad shit. And if you do, you're gonna have a bunch of grown-ass women going against the parents. You have a bunch of grown-ass women, grown-ass people. Oh, y'all just hating. No, I'm not hating. I'm trying to protect your kids, fool. If obviously you too stupid to do it. So this is the whole dude, man. You know, I have thought about and I've thought about making certain moves, but you got to have a movement in place and some support, just like Black Lives Matter. As much as people support Black Lives, as important as Black Lives Matter are to a lot of people, you got black people that talk against Black Lives Matters. Okay? All lives matter. Well, I'm talking about the black ones right now. Just because I'm pro-black don't mean I'm anti-anybody. And that's the part people understand. Why I can't look out for my kids? Everybody look out for theirs. The Jewish community will not let you say certain things about them or their kids. They won't let their kids listen to certain things, and they damn sure won't let them eat certain things. That make them anti-Swanetic because they don't eat pork? No, they know it's not good for you. They know from a health wise and a religious wise, they know it's not good for you. So they pass those traditions down to their kids. Our kids have no traditions. Our kids have no traditions, and they call it hip hop a culture. You can't call it hip hop a culture when it's destroying the community. You can't. It's not fair. Our culture is totally different, man. You know, people want to separate hip hop from rap, and it's hard. It's like trying to separate hip hop from smoke from fire. One is you can't get one without the other. You cannot separate smoke from fire. It ain't gonna happen.
Coming with those sayings tonight, man. I'm writing these down. I'm gonna be using these for the rest of my life. Trust me.
Please do.
There's a couple of them that you say that I use already. But Willie Mo, the homie Willie Mo, says world class wrecking crew, Uncle Jam's Army, Egypt, all had a Solar vibe. Planet Rock was a big record that was a bite off the Solar sound. What do you say about that? What's when they say Solar? Are they still saying Solar Records, or what are they?
Yeah, Solar Records. Solar, that was Dick Griffey's label, Sound of Los Angeles Records.
That's right.
And it was at up tempo, fast. I won't say because Solar was around, but when Solar dropped, when the Planet Rock came out, I think we were still rocking from Solar. We were still rocking Lakeside. Lakeside never had a Planet Rock groove. Now they had more of a Planet Rock groove from the Midnight Star. In fact, they was on Solar. That was a major influence for everybody. Midnight Star. And I do believe they were on Solar.
Okay.
Yeah. The Solar had Whispers, Shalimar, Dynasty, Lakeside, and later on they picked up Midnight Star, and I think that's where the vocoders came in at. Electricity, No Parking on the Dance Floor. That's where the up-tempo vocoder sounds came from, and that was that same era. I beg to differ if it came from it might have been an influence. I'm gonna change it. It might have been an influence on Planet Rock. Could very possibly be.
Okay. We'll go for about 7 more minutes and we'll wrap it up. What is the STEM Radio says? Were you familiar with Odyssey Records here in Vegas?
Ooh, I knew of Odyssey. I can't think of the groups they had on there, but I knew of Odyssey Records. I sold a lot of records too from Vegas, so I'm familiar, but I can't think of any of the labels right now.
Okay, that would be a record label, I'm assuming, Odyssey Records?
Yeah, I would think so. There was a group called Odyssey too, but I never known the group called Odyssey Records. Usually Odyssey Records would be a label.
Odyssey Records takes its last spin. It was on Las Vegas Boulevard. So so it looks like it's a store. It's actually store. It's a dry. Yep.
It was a store. It was a store.
100% a store. Yep. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, okay. I'm gonna have to look more into Odyssey Records. Nope, not too familiar. What were some of the record shops in LA, Lonzo, that were popular back in the day? Because we don't see record shops anymore.
Man, the big one was VIP. VIP. They had Allen Ed's Allen Ed's was actually a sound car and stereo company, but they sold a lot of 8-tracks. Fortune Records, Royce Fortune, Dolphins of Hollywood, all these cats, and there was a lot. VIP had like a lot of spinoffs. He had a lot of little. At one time, it might have been 10 to 15 VIP stores in LA, and that was they were the big dogs. Cletus had the big store, and then everybody else kind of bought from him, and he was the man because he would buy so many records from the majors. They would just pull up a truck behind the store, let them unload it, and pick up the empty trailer later on. So that's how he was doing it. And man, I can't think of none of my people offhand right now, but yeah, no, I know Fortune Records, Magic Disc, all of them. It was quite a few at one point in time.
The STEM Radio also wants to know, I've always wanted to know if Eazy had stage fright. Did Eazy have stage fright?
Not initially. He was a little nervous, but after a while, he got used to it. You know, Eazy was one of them kind of cats, man, that it was kind of, he was a daredevil. Let's go see, let's go make something happen. Let's go do something, you know? And he would try to do shit, and if people liked it, he'd keep on doing it. Okay? You know, you got your buddies on stage, man. When you got 4 guys on stage with you, and everybody's kind of, nobody wants to be the guy talked about in the dressing room. Everybody kind of starts morphing into being people that they're not really, who they're really not all off stage. And that's just one of the things of being up there with a group as opposed to being by yourself. When you got 4 or 5 cats with you, and you've been rehearsing this stuff, y'all been working together, and you start having fun, and that's when the stage fright automatically disappears once you start having fun. And people start booing you or stop being fun, then you can start getting self-conscious about the situation, and now your nerves kick in.
Speaking of fun, dude, when I hear you talk about your experiences in the industry, I mean, and when I watch old movies about the music industry, Crush Groove and other movies like that, it seemed fun, like picking up records, dropping it off at a DJ, going on tour. Maybe I'm jaded now, but it doesn't seem like it's as fun in 2024 as it was in, say, 84. Is that safe to say, or I don't?
Hey, none of this shit is fun. And nothing about this game is fun as it used to be, man. Like I tell you, I miss the music business. I mean, I miss the record business more than anything. The music business is still around. The record business is extinct. Music business is still in full effect. And there's a difference. When going picking up 500,000 or 1,000 records, throwing them back to the van and driving a couple of miles and having an empty truck and full pockets, man, there's nothing can replace that, dude. Pulling up with a new record and people see people's faces that like it. What's that, man? I just brought that. Oh, give me that. Man, to see people just run to the counter and grab your shit, hear it on the radio, and everybody's hearing your stuff, your name being called on the radio. Come on, man. That's an experience a lot of these folks will never have, man. And going to a concert and everybody's glad to see you. You ain't looking for no ops. Ain't no ops looking for you. I mean, that's when I stopped touring. When we started, I was touring with N.W.A. and we got ops. We got people looking for them, looking to check. Man, I'm not kidding. I'm too old for that shit. No, man, I ain't doing that. Stopped being fun for me in the early '90s when gangster rap became the main focus of entertainment. It stopped being fun because you always running or you got to hide. You got to have security every place. Man, the whole thing just got it became trash. I go back to running nightclubs where I can control the security. And that's what I did.
Damn, that sucks, man. Well, let's start to wrap it up, man. I'm gonna ask everybody to hit that like button before we head out, and please do hit that subscribe button if this is the first time joining the channel and you like what you hear. This channel is the most authentic channel you will find when it comes to West Coast hip hop. You definitely got to hit this subscribe button if you appreciate the history of West Coast hip hop and you want to hear the real story. You got to check out Lonzo's documentaries about Eve After Dark. He has another documentary coming out. He's definitely telling his story, and it is the story that West Coast was built on. Any last words, Lonzo, before we head out?
Whether I'm home or on the phone, we still do it every Tuesday, y'all. Me and Dusty. That's how it's done.
That's right. That's right. Hit him with your outro and then stay on the line because I need you for like 30 seconds. I just have a quick question about this Sunday.
For those who never heard of me, I'm the first one to put Dr. Dre in the surgery, stuck Ice Cube in the freezer till they got cold on the eve after dark, 50-yard line on the Super Bowl. In the movie Straight Outta Compton, they played me like a hater of rap. Don't believe that Hollywood bullshit because it was all cap. My history goes deeper than you will ever know. Just remember that N.W.A. stands for not without Lonzo. Peace.